my man, you're not sad, you're not broken, you're not depressed. You just need to start fucking winning. You need to get rich. You need to get after a goal that matters to you. And you need to start making progress towards that goal. Let me actually ask you right fucking now. Do you have currently a goal that you really desire, that you really want, that you think you can actually achieve, and you're making active progress towards that goal? Are you actually doing that? Do you actually have that crystal clear? Do you actually every week look at what fucking things am I doing? How much progress am I making? Are you actually measuring the progress, right? Are you looking at the numbers? Are you looking at your fucking increase in speed in boxing, your strength? Are you looking at how much you're gaining in your body? Whatever the fuck the goal is that you're having. Are you currently doing that? Because that progress, okay, is gonna fix you more than any trauma therapy, than any fucking talking about it, than any fucking journaling, than any ayahuasca trip is going to. And I'm telling you, and I promise you, I've read all the fucking books, I've done all the self-development work, and for an ambitious man, right, the most effective thing is to start making progress towards a goal that's important to you and start fucking winning. Because you have to understand that how you feel on a day-to-day basis, my man, is simply a sum up of all the hormones that are active in your body. And what releases new hormones is, right, you making progress towards a goal and you feeling like you're winning. Okay, as a man in this day and age, you just need to be fucking winning. Okay, and whether that is for you in terms of a sport, whether that's just financially, whatever, right? The goal is for you, it needs to be important for you. You need to be getting after that, and that is gonna, that's gonna make your brain feel, your subconscious feel like you're in momentum, okay? The realest, most true dopamine that you get on a day-to-day basis is when you're hitting off tasks. Okay, you're waking up early, now you're doing this, okay? Now you did your morning routine, now you did your gym, now you did your tasks, now you see the progress that you're making towards your goal. That is gonna flood your brain with dopamine, okay? That's gonna put more serotonin in your system, and this is what's gonna make you feel like a fucking winner. And to be able to get to that point, you need to mentally position yourself as a winner first. How do you do that? You envision how you would feel if you were already at your goal right now. So close your eyes fucking now and visualize that it's a year into the future. You've committed yourself to the absolute superb fucking degree, okay? You're not at no pussy ass 10K a month. You're at 50K a month, whatever it may be, okay, in business. You're fucking rich, okay? Or you're getting rich. You're visualizing what does your life look like right now? How many views are you pulling in on social media? How many dudes are you fucking up inspiring in boxing? Whatever it is that you're up to, okay? Visualize everything. What is your life looking like right fucking now? And then see yourself. How are you in that moment? Okay, how do you show up? What's your identity like? What's your personality like? What are your beliefs like, etc.? And now bring that person to the present, okay? Think of that person and act out of that person. So you're gonna get those feelings and those hormones, and you're gonna act out of that. That's gonna be your base foundation for you to be able to take the actions that are actually gonna produce the results. Because right now you're at a flat point where you don't have that yet. So you need to mentally position yourself into abundance to be able to operate out of abundance, and that's gonna create the external abundance, which will reinforce the initial identity that you put yourself into, okay? And then that will fortify and fortify and fortify over time. You have to understand this. As a man in fucking 2020, goddamn 5, you just need to be winning, okay? Because you have to understand that us as humans, we evolved from caveman, right? We evolved from tribes where there were 50 people, 100 people in a tribe. And that basically instilled within us our reptile brain. This is so important to understand, okay? If you're an ambitious guy, our reptile brain just goes off of status, okay? So if you're a lower status person within this tribe, it's not going to give you a lot of testosterone, it's not going to give you a lot of serotonin, it's not going to give you a lot of dopamine, because it doesn't want you to be all flamboyant, all extroverted, and basically acting like you're the fucking man, because it's very unsafe to do so. Your brain solely optimizes to make you survive and to make you reproduce, right? And what that instigates, survival, right, is like, you know, say conserving time, conserving energy, conserving resources. That's why we're all inherently lazy, unless our conscious mind overrides that programming by instilling the right habits and beliefs, etc., right? It wants to stay with what's familiar, right? And it wants to be safe, okay? And how it does that is by stifling your winner effect if you're not feeling like you're on the top of the fucking food chain. Okay, so it's that internal part to start taking those actions, and then it's the external feedback that solidifies that, and that really makes you a winner. Just like when a boxer, right? A great story is Mike Tyson. He got out of prison, and he was already a fucking G, right? Obviously, he was already crushing everybody, but he got out of prison, right? He hadn't fought in a couple years, and they first put him up against some scrub to get his winner effect going. Now, even if he knows it's a scrub, he still wins. He still is able to like really bust out the moves that are going to be easier in that setting, and it gets his winner effect going, right? They've done many studies with this, right? Like where people are shooting basketball, are hooping a basketball, and then they put a bunch of people around the person that are like cheering him on, and then in a different setting, they put a bunch of people that are saying boo, right? And he knows it's a fucking experiment, but still it influences his fucking winner effect and therefore his performance. I'll give you one last one. They actually measured testosterone of people that were watching a football match or something like that, right? Where their team won, and they saw that their testosterone of the team that won, right? Not of the actual team, of the people that were watching that team. So they didn't do anything themselves. They were in a fucking stadium watching, probably eating some goddamn popcorn and drinking soda, right? Yet their testosterone spiked like 20% just because they saw their own team winning. That's how important winning is for guys, okay? And so you have to understand that if you start getting rich, if you start winning in the metrics that are important to you, okay, in life, you start moving up, you start making progress towards your goal, then your brain is going to give you more access to the hormones that are going to allow you to do it at an even higher degree because it feels more safe to do so, okay? Winning begets more winning. Write that fucking out. Winning begets more winning, okay? Instill that in your fucking mind. And so you make progress with small goals, incremental steps, and you're gonna get a flood of more dopamine that's gonna allow you to do the bigger things. It's like walking up the staircase, right? Obviously, you don't go to fucking stair number 10, which is right there. You go one by one by one by one, okay? And so that's how that works. And you have to understand that if you start winning externally, then your brain is going to see and view yourself as being higher up on that totem pole because your brain sees, oh, I have more resources, right? I'm crushing it, I have more money, etc. And it's going to give you more of those hormones that are going to allow you to feel better, okay? And feel more like the man, etc. So bottom line, my man, is that you need to start winning more in life. Forget about all the other nonsense, okay? And simply have that goal clear in front of your mind and start making progress towards it. Forget about all the other nonsense and just start winning, okay? Start making more fucking money. Start going to the gym more, right? Whatever the goal is. And I recommend, if you're a young guy, focus on the money because the money is going to be the most important thing in order for you to have all the other aspects. All the other aspects, once you have money, it's going to be so much easier, right? And I'm the last guy to be like, oh, if you're a rich dude, then you're automatically cool. Because I know many dudes that are doing $1 million a month that are fucking scrubs, right? Which goes slightly against what I'm saying right now, because in those cases, those guys only focused on that, and they never actually focused on their confidence, their social skills, whatever. Now, if you want a path for you to get rich, okay, but at the same time, develop your confidence, develop your social skills, your interpersonal skills, right? Become a guy with a better presence that's not only dependent on the money, then you can click at the link in the description because there I'm going to show you the best potential fucking hustle that you can get into in 2025, where you're going to go into digital sales, which is essentially all that you're doing is calling up people, closing deals, and then getting paid about $1,000 per close, okay? And then additionally, you're going to be able to get residuals every year, and you're going to be able to build a team under you that's going to allow you to get that semi-passive income. Now, when I say sales, you're probably thinking like high-ticket closing, appointment setting, or any of that other shit, but this is a completely new thing. Okay, it's kind of a boring industry. It's in financial services, but I'll explain you exactly what the industry is and why this is better than any other sales industry or, fuck that, any other business model that you could potentially do. Okay, so check the link in the description if you actually want to have a path and you want my personal help with a guarantee that you're going to hit those numbers and actually start making progress step by step by step. But the most important thing is the mentality. The internal, the mindset, okay? You have to put yourself in the mentality of the person who would already have those things. And then you start making progress towards those actual things. And then that's going to reinforce it and reinforce it. And you're going to be the fucking man faster than you could ever believe. So now go, get after it, my man. Start making the progress. Count your progress. See the progress. make money, get rich, and become a real man. See you in the next one.